Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I want to talk a bit about honesty in boxing because I think this is an underrated value, an underrated moral, and I think a lot of people don't realise just how far honesty can get you. And I'm talking in terms of public perception, which is reflected in the finances you might be able to gather. Now, I watched an interview with Ebony Bridges earlier today. It was on my Boxing King Media. And she was asked about her image and the fact that, you know, she's got this very sort of gaudy image. I don't mean it insultingly at all. But, you know, she's got the tattoos and she's got the big plastic jugs and she's, you know, sex sells and she's not, you know, not too bad looking a woman and, you know. And of course she picks up a lot of haters. A lot of people dismiss her, say she, you know, tarty and, you know, bit of a brass and all this sort of thing. And her attitude is, look, haters are going to hate. You know, I'm me. What do you want me to be like? You want me to be like Katie Taylor? I'm not Katie Taylor. I'm Ebony Bridges. And I'm a businesswoman. You know, I'm going to do whatever I can to sort of maximise my profits. And if that involves, you know, looking pretty or, you know, looking a bit sexy and doing the OnlyFans thing, she says that's what she's going to do. Now, whether you agree or disagree with that, she's being honest. And I respect that, because initially I was a little bit, okay, the jury's still out with this woman. You know, yeah, she's promoting herself in that sort of OnlyFans way, but can she actually fight? It turns out she can fight. Even if you go back to the Shannon Courtney fight, even though she lost that, she had a big swollen eye that was shut tight. And she was never for a moment did she look like she was quitting. She took her, you know, lumps like a real warrior. And since then, she's done very well. And she, for all intents and purposes, she works hard. She with Dave Coldwell now, I think. She was with down in London with Mark Tibbs, and he speaks very, very highly of her. And you know, but so regardless of what you think of her image, she's being honest, and she kind of grew on me. You know, and when she's interviewed, she seems like a nice enough girl. I mean, looks can be not looks, but you get the wrong impression of someone watching an interview. But you know, I've got nothing against the girl. She's got guts to get in the ring, and I respect that. You know. Now, there's another couple of things regarding honesty that I think bear mentioning. Now, as you know, if you've watched this channel before and you watch my recent videos, I'm someone who thinks that Anthony Joshua should, all right, duck the Deontay Wilder fight, or postpone it at least. I don't think him and Derek James have had time to gel. I think he needs at least another 2 fights, preferably 3 over the next year, just to sort of put under the lights what they've been working on. But there is Eddie Hearn is someone who clearly wants that fight. At least from when I've seen him interviewed, he's saying, "Oh no, Wilder. That's the one we want next, Wilder." Now let's say that Derek James went to Eddie Hearn and said, "I don't think AJ's ready. I need more time. Never mind this, you know, January fight with Wilder. It's too soon." Hearn's then got a choice. He can either agree and say, "Okay, if you and Anthony feel that is the case, we'll postpone it," or we can push for the fight because he wants to get some money together. You know, he wants to maximise his dollar as quickly as possible. But it would smack of a kind of a cash out, really. How would he handle that? In my opinion, he should just come out and say, "Do you know what? I've talked to the team, and we're not gonna go for the Wilder fight because we don't feel AJ is ready. We don't feel that, you know." I've spoken to Derek James, and you know, and I think the public look. Some of the public would say, "Ah, he ducked him, he swerved him, AJ's crap, and all the rest of it." Okay, you know, those you're going to get those people, just like you get people who hate Ebony Bridges because she's got big fake tits. You know, they don't see the bigger picture. But I think the majority of the boxing public would say, "Okay, at least they're being honest." Okay, because most of the boxing public watch the Hellenius fight and they watch the Jermaine Franklin fight, and they know AJ's still got psychological cracks and isn't confident and is still trying to find that fistic identity again. You know, work with James, gel with James, Derek James. And they say, yeah, all right, they're serious. People who are serious about boxing and aren't just fanboys and aren't just sort of, partisan supporters of one fighter or another. They'll say, okay, yeah, we get it. Okay, yeah, you're ducking him, but okay, maybe in a year's time, AJ will be ready, and then Hearn can go, okay, we're ready for the Wilder fight now. If they do that, I ain't got a problem. It's the BS I can't stand. It's when they try and fob off the public. Now, of course, if you want another example of someone who has desperately tried to fob off the public, Tyson Fury and Frank Warren, completely ducked the Usyk fight without a shadow of doubt. They ducked the Usyk fight. Now, if Warren and Fury had said, you know what, we understand that you want to go, we want us to fight Usyk, but we've got this crossover fight with Ngannou. I can make a ton of money for very little, for what I consider to be very little danger, high reward, low risk. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go for that first. I'm going to have that fight first because it's just too much money to turn down, and it'll be a nice little gimmick. And maybe they could have sold it that Muhammad Ali did the same thing with the Japanese wrestler, and George Foreman had that freakish, 5 opponents in one evening thing. They could have at least put a spin on it. But if they'd been honest and said, Usyk, yeah, we'll fight Usyk, but further down the line, I've got a chance to make a ton of money. I want to do that now. If they'd been honest, even though the criticism would have come, there would nevertheless have been, it would have been less vitriolic. And because people don't like to be lied to, they don't like to be fobbed off. It's like, oh, do you think I'm stupid? Well, maybe they do think you're stupid. And maybe some of the public are stupid. I think they are. A lot of them are stupid. But you don't want to. The last thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make people feel like you're pulling the wool over their eyes. It's the same with Eddie Hearn and the Conor Benn situation. The reason he got so much flack is because he wasn't being totally honest. He was trying to put spin on it. He was trying to politic. He was talking a load of crap at times, which everybody knew was a load of crap. And as good a salesman and a spinmeister as Hearn is, and I think he is very good, there are some things, it's the old you can't polish a turd routine, isn't it? You've just got to be honest about things. So I think honesty goes a long way. Well, in boxing, but in life in general. I mean, yes, you can leave yourself wide open and you end up getting stung by people, and you have to be cautious at points. I'm not saying you have to be a complete open book, but if you're going to talk about something, if you're prepared to talk about something, be honest about it. And I think the public, generally speaking, for the majority, will go with you. So those are my thoughts on honesty in boxing, or honesty in life. Actually, it can apply to anything in life. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? As usual, comments below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 2,000 subs, so help us get over that line, and like the video as well. Much appreciated. I always love making these videos. I always enjoy reading your comments, and thank you for your time as always. All right, speak to you soon, and bye for now.